Hi everyone, welcome to NS Nail Advice, a series where you guys are sending me pictures of your nails and I try to help you understand what's going on with your nails and give you an advice on how to improve your nails. So in this video, we are going to be talking about nail tears, tearing nails, breaking nails. And this is one of our viewers who sent us these pictures, and look at these gorgeous nails. My goodness, I'm super jealous. But before we get into the advice, a quick disclaimer. Please know that my expertise is in nail care, nail cosmetic treatments, and technical manicuring advice. So general health, hormones, digestion obviously have a big impact on the health and look of the natural nails. The reason why I'm not talking about it much is because, truthfully, I'm not qualified to provide any health-related advice. So I can't diagnose any deficiency and suggest any supplements. And I'm also asking you guys, please don't suggest any deficiencies or health issues in the comment section. So health issues, deficiencies can be the case, but like I said, it's not for us to diagnose. And thankfully, many issues are not very serious and they can be traced to improper nail care, usually aggressive manicuring techniques or mechanical damage, and that I can definitely talk about because that is my area of expertise. So now that we have that out of the way, let's look at the pictures. Okay, let's look at these gorgeous nails, and this is the information that we got from our viewer. Thank you so much for starting the advice series. It has been a game changer for me. I'm very glad to hear that. My nails have, in general, improved a great deal from all I've learned watching you, but one issue persists. My nails tear in the middle of the nail plate. You can see example on the middle finger of my left hand and the thumb on my right hand. Finally has grown out and I was able to trim. So I would like to know how to prevent this from happening. But if it does, what should I do to prevent it from tearing off? Glue, silk wrap, question mark. I'm currently using Dazzle Dry and use oil several times a day. When not wearing polish, I use DD Mend oil. That's great. And I'm 52 years old and I live in the US in the Northeast. And while it's cold and dry, I do use oils and lotions regularly. Okay, so these are the pictures that I received. Okay, so these are the pictures, and right away I can see two things. First of all, we can see here very nice, healthy, natural nails. There is some texture to the nails, which is completely normal. But you can see this area here, here, here. But sadly, I can't really see that much because the pictures are not very clear. But definitely you can see some damage here. You can see this smooth area, which suggests overfiled areas. And let's see if this picture provides us some clues. And we can't see much, right? So as you can see, so this is what I saw, and that's kind of piqued my interest. Something is going on here. So I emailed the person back, and here is the additional information that we got from her. So I asked, thank you so much for your email and kind words. The picture with the torn thumb is not very clear to me. Can you send another one? Also separate one for the thumb in a good lighting so I can see the surface of the nail, because you see I can't see here much. And wipe with acetone preferably, because that way any oils or any water does not hide the damage. I see some surface damage on the nails. Have you had any product on them other than polish on them? What caused that? So you see, this is the kind of investigation that I usually do, because very often people don't kind of put two and two together, and the background on what's going on is really important. So the person said, thank you so much for your response. I had an e-file manicure that was too aggressive, and that is probably the damage you are seeing. Yes, for sure, that is the damage that I'm seeing. Okay, so she sent us more pictures, which is great, and let's see what they are. Now we're talking. Okay, so you see how beautifully you can see what's going on. All right. Let's. Okay, so very clearly we can see that. Okay, so like 1, 2, maybe 3 months ago. I'm guessing because obviously nails grow, everybody's nails grow at a different rate slightly. So we see 3 months ago there was some damage that happened, and I'm not sure if the person had some product on her nails that was removed, or the nails were buffed quite a bit, but you can see the variation in color. So you can see this area is nice and very natural looking. So that texture again is very, very normal. And the nail plate has a nice healthy color. And from here, it turns to more reddish color and a very smooth look. So this looks definitely overfiled. This looks overfiled. Let's look at this nail, same thing. Around the same area, it changes color. And there was some peeling here. That's from that. See, sometimes there are little ridges, and these ridges in those areas, sometimes the nails, the cells are not formed perfectly smooth, and they tend to then catch and create these little areas, especially if the top surface has been removed. So that's what happens here. And here, this nail looks much better. You can still see the texture, but there is definitely here, these areas. Can we see the pinky? Not really. But again, there was a little ridge here, and in these ridges, like I said, the nail tends to peel a little bit more. Okay, let's see another picture. Okay, these are the nails that are tearing. So let's see. Okay, so this one, so this is interesting because this one does not look that damaged. The surface still looks like it's not overfiled, yet there was a definitely a stress crack. So I asked if the person's nails were very flexible naturally, and she hasn't responded, so I don't know. So usually when you see tears like that, that actually suggests either very, very flexible nail plates and damaged, actually even more than flexible, just damaged nail plate, or actually very hard nails. And the hard nails lack flexibility, and that's why they crack in the stress area. Sometimes they actually crack, usually a little bit higher right here, and then it takes a long time for the damage, for the cracked nails to grow out. Maybe that was the case. Here you can see some damage. Here you can see some damage. So I'm still thinking that this is due to a very thin nail plate. So this is very, very puzzling actually. So I would love to hear some more information if her nails naturally are very, very rigid, very, very thick, and not flexible, because that usually would be the indication that's what's going on. You know, the best thing that I would recommend is to keep the nails shorter and keep them in this type of shape. So not too square, because this shape can take a little bit more abuse. Let's just kind of put it this way. Square nails, they tend to bend in this area, which puts a lot of pressure on this area. And then we can start having cracks here, especially if the nail is overfiled. Okay, and let's look at the thumb. Okay, so clearly you can see, as I predicted, there was something going on here. As you can see, there was a ridge, and the whole surface of the nail here is a little bit uneven. So that suggests to me some type of damage that happened to this area of the nail. This is where the nail is forming, the matrix area underneath this flap of skin of the proximal nail fold. And by the way, can we just take a second to appreciate how beautiful the skin around her nails is? So very, very nice, healthy skin around the nails, and this area is called proximal nail fold, is not cut. Very, very nice and beautiful nails. Same thing here. This is absolutely normal. Yes, it looks a little bit drier because I asked the person to wipe the nails with acetone or alcohol. Okay, anyway, so this is here. Something is going on underneath right here. And that's why the nail is not forming super healthy and super smooth. And when the nail is not super smooth, it tends to catch and tends to break in this area. So this is the way I see it. I'm not a huge fan of any type of wraps, I'll be honest with you. And in this case, I would suggest IBX treatments, because they will reinforce the surface of the nail and they will keep the cells a little bit together, preventing possibly this from happening. Obviously using oil and things like that and keeping that nail short, knowing that there is a weakness in this area. If you decide to do any type of silk overlays or any type of coating, I would do this before you have any breaks, because once you have a break, so I would do that to prevent any breaks from happening, because once you have a break, it's very, very difficult to fix it. The problem is then you end up having to put a product on a full nail usually. It's really hard to apply a patch on just a part of the nail. And this has to be done very, very skillfully, which again, that's a difficult thing to find, is a nail technician that is very, very gentle, that would not cause more damage already in this area that is already damaged. I'm kind of wondering if maybe she had a bit of an infection in this area, something that affected the root of the nail. That's just kind of the matrix, the root of the nail right here. So sometimes we don't remember, sometimes just or a hit or something like that, or some kind of a trauma that makes the nail grow uneven, and this is why this is happening. So first, I would try to be very, very cautious with the nail and be very good at applying oils after each time you wash your hands. Each time we wash our hands, we remove those oils that keep the nail plates together. If that doesn't work, I would suggest IBX treatments. If that doesn't work, but again, the treatments are not there to fix the damage. The treatments are there to prevent that from happening, and they can be quite helpful, but they should be done on a regular basis. I would say in your case, I would say once even every 2 weeks. Okay, going back to the other nails. Okay, here we can see the beautiful proximal nail fold. Very, very nice. So you can tell that this viewer is really taking care of her skin, because this is absolutely beautiful. IBX treatment again for this person, because again, IBX treatment is not going to rebuild this nail, but it's going to keep everything together as much as possible, obviously, and just using oil. And unfortunately, the damage just has to grow out. There was no other way about it. So this is going to be additional, like I said, at least 3 months before this grows out. And be careful, because this area again is very red. It's overfiled here too. So this can break here. So in this case, I would keep the nails shorter, so there was less pressure on these areas and there was a less chance of the nail breaking here. And that's it, and just patience, because it's going to take, like I said, 3 more months until we really see how the nails are. So you know what? I would love to hear from you and see if your nails are naturally flexible or naturally hard. So don't judge these areas, because these ones are going to be already, yes, flexible. That's not really helping us, but I'm just wondering if the healthy areas before you had any damage, if they are very, very flexible and bendy, or they are very hard. In case they are very flexible and bendy, you can use Mavala Keratin Plus, the one with dimethylurea. I prefer these liquid treatments because you can apply them in between polishing, and they soak in very quickly, and you can do them more often. So you don't have to, and there was nothing to remove. You apply the product on the nail, you let it dry for a minute or 2 or 3, and then you're done. And there was nothing to remove, because sometimes the nail polish actually ends up causing sometimes more kind of damage than good. But if the nails naturally, so here in this area, are not flexible, but they're quite hard and they don't bend, then hardener is not a good idea, because hardener is going to make them harder and more brittle, and they'll crack even more. So in that case, I would suggest hot oil treatments. So once a week, just warm up some oil, just put it in a bowl of water. Sorry, put the oil in a little bowl, and then put the smaller bowl in a bigger bowl of hot water, and then just kind of dip your nails there for 5 minutes or so. The heat will help the oil to absorb a little bit further into the nail plate, and doing that on a regular basis will make the nail a little bit more flexible, and it will prevent the nails from breaking. That's what I would suggest. And if you would be so kind and send me a progress pictures in a month or 2, I would be super interested, and because I love to see the progress. Obviously, I love to see if my advice is helping. So I guess this is it for today's video. Thank you so much for sending me the pictures. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.